Nolan, but looking forward to that and coming together up at St. Cloud State, obviously.
Yeah, no doubt. I think after last weekend, you're always looking forward to the weekend ahead, and I think it's been a pretty good week of practice and just getting back after it and working on what we do best. So the good thing about the conference, it's a big weekend every weekend, and there's some huge points on the line here heading down the stretch.
What's it like leading this group of guys, and especially coming off a tough weekend at Denver? How do you kind of refocus them and help them move past it as a leader?
Yeah, I think it's just using some of my experience to know, hey, there's going to be highs and lows throughout the year, whether it's big-time wins or big-time losses. And so I think the more you can learn, but learn quickly and not dwell on it, too. I think we went from, 19th to 20th or somewhere close to that in pairwise. So obviously not the weekend we were hoping for, but at the same time, big points ahead, like I was just saying there. And I think the group's resilient. I think for me, it's just being a confident voice, a peaceful voice, and just knowing that down the stretch, hey, it's going to be tough. So we're going to do it together as a group, and it's a good family atmosphere.
So does the big ice come into play at all in practice this week? I mean, do you prepare differently for it all?
Yeah, I think the big ice now with CC having a normal-sized rink, it's the only one in the league, so a bit different going out there, but I think just understanding you're going to have a little more time and space. You got to defensively play it a little smarter. Offensively, you're going to have more room to make plays, too. So I think there's little things like that to be thinking about. It'll be nice to get there a day early on Thursday just to be able to get a practice on their sheet and kind of get a feel for it, but it should be pretty normal once we get into it.
And puck control obviously being a big part of it. You've been really strong in the face-off dot this season. What have you worked on to improve that, to give you guys a better chance to have that control?
Yeah, I think when I look at my identity and what I'm going to bring to this team night in, night out, I think face-offs was a key emphasis for me. I think it just kind of plays under my leadership. We talk about being face-off ready and just how important that is and how it lets the coaching staff know you're into the game. So I think for me it's just been a point of pride to really be dialed in there and let the group know that I'm ready each and every night.
You don't want to give away too many secrets, but what are some of the basic things you keep in mind when you get into that circle and lined up on those hash marks?
Yeah, I think each night looks a little different, but it's just kind of, for me, hand-eye coordination and, just finding ways to get advantages on the circle and whatnot and reading the ref's hand. So there's, I think, a lot that goes into it each weekend, and each ref's a little bit different. So it's just being able to be the center that makes the adjustments the fastest.
Looking back to your time in Eden Prairie to today, what have you seen in terms of your evolution as a player? I know we're starting to get to this last stretch of the season. Have you started looking back to see where you've come from, or haven't done that?
Yeah, I think it's hard. I think at each stage of your career, you get a chance to look back, whether it was my time in Eden Prairie or time in Muskegon developing, and I think there's parts and pieces along the way that come together. But for me, the biggest thing is just to continue becoming a great person, too, just on and off the ice, and using this platform for the betterment of the team, the community, the school. And so I think that's kind of the stuff that's most important that I'm excited about and continue to see development in. And then as far as play, I think, the speed and the game gets faster and faster. And when I think about making that jump to pro, it's really just narrowing in what my niche is going to be. And I think that's the face-off, that's penalty kill. I think I've gotten a lot more confident on the power play and really have helped just in leadership during practice, especially when it wasn't going our way at the start of the year. So I think there's little stuff like that, but it's fun to look back on the time at Eden Prairie, too, and just see the advancement, too.